Hey guys, welcome to a special sneak preview of the upcoming MICROBRAND showcase. Each month here on the channel, I take a look at some of the most interesting upcoming MICROBRAND releases. And in the full video for that, we're going to be looking at 5 new MICROBRAND watches, and that video will be coming out hopefully in the next week. And in that video, I'm going to be taking a look at the Radcliffe Tsunami Diver, which is a really cool diver. But it's on Kickstarter now, and the Kickstarter is closing soon, so I wanted to get this segment out first, just to make sure anybody who is interested will have enough time to jump on the campaign if you want to. So enjoy this little preview of the upcoming MICROBRAND showcase and stay tuned for the full video that'll be coming a few days after this. Okay, let's check out the Radcliffe Tsunami. The Tsunami is a really solid 42mm dive watch. I mean, the case, bracelet, bezel, crown, clasp, everything functions flawlessly. Even though this is a prototype, it feels like a fully production level unit. And to top it off, I really like the design and the style that they've gone for with this. The design is tight and cohesive, everything comes together perfectly, and yet it has these bold colors and these kind of blocky shapes that really give the watch a lot of character and help it to really stand out amongst kind of a crowded MICROBRAND diver market. One I have in is the yellow dial, and this is a sandwich dial watch. You get these great big blocky hour and minute hands. With this kind of black and yellow color scheme, it kind of reminds me of like a construction site warning gates. Now, as I mentioned, this is a prototype, so on the dial you have a placeholder logo. That X is going to be replaced with the Radcliffe logo. Also, the prototype manufacturer made a mistake on the bezel accent color. You might not be able to tell here, but it's a slightly different shade of yellow than the dial right now. That's going to be fixed in the production as well. It will be the exact same color on the bezel and the dial. Speaking of bezel, well, the bezel action is excellent. You get nice defined clicks, good amount of resistance, really solid, no backplay. The bezel itself is a little bit hard to grip. It's kind of a very thin bezel, and there's not a lot of places around the case to get a really firm grip on it. And that's actually probably the only real negative to this watch that I found while testing it. The watch case is very simple and is fully brushed, and it actually features a helium release valve in it, so really helping with that 300 meters of water resistance. The engineer bracelet feels very well manufactured, very comfortable on the wrist. Again, very solid feel, screw links. You do need to be aware that it kind of has male end links on that, which does make the effective lug to lug go all the way up to 56 millimeters. On my 7¼ inch wrist, it did not bother me at all, but if you have smaller wrists, it might be a little bit of a challenge to wear this on the bracelet. The watch also has some heft to it, weighing in at 185 grams. Again, for me, I didn't find that to be uncomfortable, but that's going to vary depending on your preference in watches. I also really love the clasp that they've gone with. It's a very solid clasp. It's not one that I see too commonly on MICROBRAND watches like this. Fully milled, great feel and functionality. And while the clasp on this prototype features a dive extension, they are going to be getting rid of that in order to add micro adjustment to the clasp. So the prototype has a dive extension but no micro adjust. They're going to sacrifice the dive extension to get the micro adjusts, and for me, I think that's the right call. Finally, the Caseback is one of the best made Casebacks that I've seen. Features a very deep and detailed pressing of the Great Wave by Hokusai, kind of representing the name of the watch, that's Tsunami. Now, I'm not totally sold on the branding of this as the Tsunami. I feel like the actual look of this watch looks more European, but the name and the Caseback definitely give a Japanese vibe to it. But the Tsunami name on the dial and the Caseback both look really cool, so I'm not really going to complain too much about that. Finally, this watch features a decent application of BGW9, giving you a nice blue glow in the dark. The lume isn't super bright. I would say it's about average for a dive watch. Not particularly impressive, but it'll definitely get the job done. Considering the fact that this watch has a Miyota 9015 movement, a sapphire crystal, 300 meters of water resistance with a helium release valve, I think that being able to get this at under $400 on the Kickstarter is a really good deal. The Kickstarter for the Radcliffe Tsunami is going to be closing shortly, so if you're interested in this, I would jump on it quickly. And I really liked this one. I think this is a great, really solid watch, so if you're in the market, definitely go check them out. That'll wrap it up for today. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you later. Bye.